Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on the show called Kebably. Or yeah, that's right, you guessed it, I make kebabs. But I've done a lot of other things, like work at some of the best fine dining restaurants that Florida has to offer, such as Burns Steakhouse, Mitchell's Fish Market, The Palm, and even the Rusty Pelican. To see me make other things like fresh linguine, you will have to just stick around. The first thing we're going to do is flatten out our dough with our hands before cutting it in half. Then we're going to roll it into a somewhat rectangular shape. Do this by rolling it out a little bit first, before folding it over onto itself, and then rolling it again. That way, it gives us somewhat square edges and is that perfect shape to run through the pasta roller. When we run it through the pasta roller, we're going to run it through before folding it in half and then running it through again and repeating that step at least 3 or 4 times, and you will start to feel the dough actually gain strength and become more elastic. You don't want to skip this step because your noodle will soak up too much water and not be chewy. It'll be papery almost. Now it is time to thin the pasta sheet to our desired length. I like to do it to the second to last setting, and you cannot skip numbers. Each time you pass it through the roller, you need to adjust the setting by 1. If you try to skip numbers and adjust by 2 or 3 settings, then you can start to break and smash your pasta sheet. You need to take it step by step. That way it makes even and smooth pasta sheets. Now that we have our pasta sheets nice and thin, we can go ahead and cut them. I like to keep the noodles somewhere around 8 inches long, because if you have them much longer than that, then they are a little bit hard to swirl together with a fork. And if you leave them shorter than that, then they kind of don't present as well. So make it about 8 inches in length. Now we can attach our pasta cutter to the KitchenAid stand mixer. Pass the pasta sheets through the cutter nice and easily. Be careful to align the pasta with the cutter nice and evenly, because if you put it in there crooked, it will start to drag your pasta in there and rip it instead of cutting it. Now that we have made our noodles, we can start to work on our vegetables. Just cut the ends off of the asparagus before placing it in a Ziploc bag and adding our marinade. Asparagus is easy to cook and it is good for you. It's high in vitamin A, C, and K, and it's been known to help lower blood pressure. Just add a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of soy sauce, and a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, and a couple cloves of roasted garlic. I like to smash up the garlic and make sure that it gets into the marinade nice and well, and leave the asparagus sitting for about 30 minutes before we take it to the grill. I would like to introduce you to nutmeg. She has the ability to relieve pain, soothe indigestion, strengthen cognitive function, reduce insomnia, and improve blood circulation. Not to mention, she tastes wonderful in our pasta cream sauce. All that we need for our pasta sauce is heavy cream, roasted garlic, grated nutmeg, and grated Parmesan cheese. It is very simple, very delicious. You want to have the Parmesan cheese grated and the nutmeg grated before we start cooking the noodles. That way, once our noodles are about halfway done, we can start our pasta sauce and everything will come right off the stove, nice and hot and as fresh as possible. We don't want anything sitting around. While the pasta water is getting hot, we can take our chicken and asparagus and put it on the grill. You need to make sure the grill has been preheated and the grates are very hot. If they're not, you will not produce good grill marks. Once the asparagus has been grill marked, I like to take it from the bottom grate and put it up top. That way, it stays cooking, but it does not burn. Preheating your saucepan also helps move things along quickly. You want to add your cream and then add a little bit more cream that's not quite enough before adding the roasted garlic, and the grated nutmeg. As this cooks, the garlic and the nutmeg are going to be infusing into the cream, and the garlic is going to get very soft. By the time that this sauce is finished, the garlic will have been emulsified into the sauce, and it will leave you with a very nice flavor. Now that the garlic has been emulsified into the sauce, we can add about 4 tablespoons of butter. Pull it off of the heat, and then put the noodles in the boiling hot pasta water. It's only going to take about 3 minutes for the noodles to cook because they are fresh made noodles. Now that our noodles are in the boiling hot pasta water, we can finish our sauce. All you have to do is continually whisk it until that butter is nice and emulsified. You have to continually whisk or else it will separate. Sheely, give us a demonstration if you would. Good girl, thank you. Cooking the pasta with the lid on helps things move a lot faster, but you have to be careful. This is fresh pasta, we've used fresh flour, and there's a lot of starch in there. It will boil over. After about 3 minutes in the boiling water, you can strain your noodles. Then place them directly into the sauce. You just have to be careful and fold it in with a rubber spatula because you can break the noodles. They are delicate. That is one beautiful pan of pasta noodles. Not only is it delicious, but it is healthy and nutritious. The ingredients have been prepared with not only your health in mind, but your taste buds. I hope you guys try this at home. Enjoy.